Welcome to my apiary. Because I got an earlier start and I took off to the city, took some honey to the packer, and did some deliveries, just errands, deliveries and errands. It's always nice to do deliveries. Visited one of my stores and dropped a pile of honey there, which is really nice, and did some deliveries. There's every once in a while you get a customer who places a really smoking good order, and that's really a pleasure. And people, I talk to people almost every day when I do my rounds, and here I'm kind of, you may think I'm patting myself on the back. I'm not, because it really has nothing to do with me. But I talk to people almost every day when I'm doing my rounds. There are people that know the product and they just love it. They absolutely love the flavor of the honey that comes out of this area. And that really warms my heart. It really warms my heart. Mainly because I can produce a product that people want. I can produce a product that's a little different than kind of, the normal product you'd find, and puts a smile on people's face when they taste that and they go, oh, that's different, and becomes their favorite. So there's many different levels. Then I love to lock them in and get them as regular customers. That's awesome. I try to treat them right. I've been delaying any price increases for a long time. My business is suffering as a result, but that's going to have to happen sooner or later. Everything's going up, and all my expenses have gone up, and I'm probably operating in deficit, if not very close. So things have to increase a little bit. Turn that around. If you operate in deficit too long, then you'll just go out of business, and then nobody wins, right? So one of the things I want to talk about is deliveries. I still do home deliveries, but I call it a best effort basis. I'm not going to commit to delivering every Friday in a certain area or anything like that. No, I'm not going to do that because of the cost of deliveries and the fact that I still offer free deliveries. And that's, you may think, oh, well, that's a big step to offer free delivery. And it is. It really is. And here's how I figure it out. Generally, when I'm delivering in Winnipeg, it's because I'm going to Winnipeg for another reason. It's because I'm going to Winnipeg for a reason I can't avoid. I either need to, attend something, or I need to take honey to the packer, pick up honey at the packer. So I need to go to Winnipeg. And so then that day I will schedule my deliveries. So people contact me over time, and I'll tell them, thank you for the order. I'll let you know what day I'm coming in. So when I know which day I'm going to go in, then I contact them back and say, okay, it's going to be Wednesday. I don't really commit to a time. I can't do that because I don't know how the day is going to spin out. And honestly, it's largely because I don't want that stress of oh my God, I'm going to be late kind of thing. And it's usually, I don't know that it's ever been a problem for people. I'll drop it at the door, back door, or whatever they want, or maybe they're home, or, it always works out. It always works out. But how do I afford to do free deliveries? That's a really good question, and that's something I also struggle with. So the alternatives are free deliveries. I call it a best effort basis, based on what I've just described. Or you say there's a X number of dollar delivery fee, it's a $5 delivery fee, for example. Or you say free delivery over X number of dollars, $20, $30, $50, whatever you choose, right? So if you choose either one of those, then you can't say free delivery. You can't say, yeah, I do free delivery. And I think telling customers that, yeah, I do free delivery is just magic to them. They just, wow, free delivery, that's fantastic. I'm going to order from this guy. And so there's a dynamic there that you might say, well, what if a guy orders $5 with this? I don't have a lot of $5 products, so you'd have to order 10 at least. What if a guy orders $10 worth of products? And it happens. It happens. I deliver $10 worth of products. But if you say free delivery over $25, I will deliver, I will make, the way it's been working out, I will make probably 20 deliveries over $25 for every delivery I make under $25. Okay? So if I were to say free delivery over $25, nothing would change. You know, maybe the $10 person is going to say, well, I need to add something to my order, or they're not going to order at all. Maybe that person is curious about the product and they want to try it. So they order a small jar and they try it, and then they say, wow, this stuff's really good. I'm order a pail, so your next order is $50 or something, right? So there's that. And on all of my invoices, I note to the customer that if you choose to offset the free delivery, by all means, leave a tip if you want. And there's quite a few people do. I would say 1 in 10 will leave a tip, and it's usually $5, you know, for the delivery. So that's really, really well received. It's very much appreciated. But again, optional. I don't want to tell them, hey, you have to pay for delivery. So as a business owner, I have to weigh everything and balance everything and say, well, how does me saying you have to pay for delivery or minimum orders for free delivery, how does that impact my customers and my customers' likelihood of ordering and what they're going to order? And what's the impact of me advertising to my customer that I can do free delivery on my terms, you know, best effort, as I described. And that seems to be working out really well, really well. My customers get used to that. They'll place their order and they'll say, you know, whenever you're in town, and it could be 2 weeks sometimes. This one was a bit long. This was a couple of weeks since I delivered last. I don't know, maybe it was 3, but nobody gets upset. Nobody says, well, I thought you were coming to town. I thought you wanted to sell honey. There's no way to run a business. You know, nobody does that. They're really appreciative of the effort that I make to get the product to them. Free delivery, you know, everybody's happy. So it seems to be working really well. I've had a lot of people say, you know, when I start kind of sharing the difficulties of the current financial situation in the world, the impacts on my business, people will just about first thing jump on, well, you got to stop doing free deliveries. And I think they have thought about that for about 2.5 seconds before they said that. I've thought about it a heck of a lot longer than that. And those are the conclusions I have come to based on my experiences with how deliveries go. One of the pieces of data, and of course I mentioned in a previous video that I keep logbooks for my vehicle expenses. And so what I can do is I can tell how far I drove to make that delivery. And it's not a lot. In most cases, most deliveries come in well under $2 worth of fuel for that delivery. The expensive ones are $5, sometimes maybe $8 to make that delivery. And so I count round trip. So if I'm at a certain spot, what I do is I'll try to, you know, look at the map and then map out all my different deliveries and try to come up with a route that makes some kind of sense, that's going to minimize the number of kilometers I drive, or miles. I can drive both because I'm Canadian. And so if I'm making one delivery and I need to make another one, then I'll count the round trip from there to there, because I'm here doing something else. Maybe I'm doing business. Maybe I'm going to a store that I need to deliver honey to a store. So I can count from there to that delivery and back, because I was going to that store anyway. I might not go back, but then I'll maybe go another delivery. So I'll count the distance from there to the other delivery and back as the cost of that delivery. And most deliveries are under $5. So again, if somebody's ordering $10 worth of honey and I'm spending $5 on delivery, I'm not making anything on that one. Not making anything at all. But most people don't do that. Most people. I had one customer. She's a regular customer. She orders regularly, and she bought $100 worth of honey yesterday, and I was more than happy to walk that to her door. Very good customer. She's very excited about the product. She loves the product. She normally buys 1 pail of honey, and I think she's found, a friend or family member who enjoys the product too. So she's now kind of recruited another customer. I should have a referral program or something, because boy, I sure appreciate that when somebody gets excited about the product and then they kind of get their, the number of people who phoned me and said something like, I was over at my something or other's friends, family, sisters, brothers place, and they had this jar of honey on the table, and I couldn't believe how delicious it was, so I got your phone number off the label and I phoned you and order honey. That happens a lot. And so it's just, word of mouth, or spoon of honey in mouth, I guess is what that is, selling honey for me. So anyway, that's just kind of how I've reasoned out some of that stuff. And again, some people do actually offer tips, which I just love. It's just wonderful when people help out in that regard, because we're all living it. I don't want to put somebody's food prices up. I don't want to put the product prices up for people. I sure don't. I don't get that choice though. When my container prices jump by 50%, boom, just like that. Where's that coming from? Fuel prices have nearly doubled in what, a year, 2 years, something. Where's that coming from? It's driving me out of business. So the harsh reality is the end consumer pays for everything. Companies don't pay for anything. The end consumer pays for it all. Every bit of it, and more sometimes. So, I'm an end consumer and I'm a business owner, so I feel the pain on both sides. Our grocery bill is astronomical. Our fuel bill is astronomical. So, it's a difficult time, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out, but I'm still here.